what are consumer goods as opposed to consumer services, and that's also defined in the legislation. So consumer goods, when we talk about consumer goods, we're talking about goods which you use for your private use or consumption. And the pictorial representation tells you what we are talking about. So you go to the supermarket, you buy your produce or whatever, and even the appliances, which we go to the retailers and we purchase, those are the goods we are talking about. And services, it is right here. We're talking about the Visa cards. Everybody now is using online services. And we're also talking about the cellular phone services. These are services that we use, that we consume, and on a daily basis. So the legislation looks at these things. So who is considered a business under the Act? And the Act specifically says who is a business. And it includes a trade or profession and the activities of a professional or trade association or public authority. A person who's involved in trade or commerce. A person habitually conducting business. And it's not a one-off sale. So let's look at that person who habitually conducts business. And, we see all around us, there are people who might say, you know what, I am not registered, or they don't even claim to have a business because they might not have a business name. So they don't see themselves as a business. But when we look at the activities of that person, and when we look at the legislation, that person will be considered having a business enterprise because they're in the habit of selling goods. So that person will fall under the purview of a business as defined by the legislation. And even the not a one-off sale. So we have seen popping up, and I know that you can relate to persons who might be out there selling cars. You see the signs all over. We buy cars. Any type of cars, we buy cars. And then you go and you really delve into what this person is doing. Is it, we don't get cars regularly. We might sell a car maybe every 3 months or whatever. But at the same time, you are in trade or commerce. You are selling a good, and you will be classified under the legislation as a person in business. So we want to make that clear. It doesn't have to that you are registered, even though we would, that would be a good thing to do under the law. But if you are habitually doing it, and it doesn't matter how often, you will be classified as a business. And even those persons now we see cropping up online, and COVID has brought it to light because so many things are happening online. So we have all these persons on marketplace selling goods, selling services. They might be selling new or used or whatever the case might be, but they're selling habitually. If something was to happen and we had to have complaints or whatever the case is, and we investigate, we recognize that, hey, this is what this person do. Whether you do it on a site or not, you will be classified as a business. So I need to make that point that, yes, we will be looking at that as a business enterprise.